a real quick touch. Double check the steering wheel.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
Nice and smooth. Get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's going to get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
Too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
He knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to another presentation of the Mystic Racing League and its KAYTEE IndyCar series, this time from one I've had circled on the calendar for quite a while, here for the Pocono IndyCar 250, presented by KAYTEE. 2.5 miles of triangular glory await us over many, many laps. I'm your host and producer, Morgan Cook, tonight with camera provided by Dougie Beard, as we've had all season long, and we'll continue to have for the rest of the season. Should be a fun one tonight. Pocono Raceway, the very unique, tricky triangle. What turn 4? I say what turn 6, as it really should be cut into a 5-corner facility, but more about that later. Trying to remember which corner's which. I think turn 1 is Milwaukee, turn 2 is Indy, turn 3 is Trenton. I could have 1 and 3 backwards. Something like that is how this track was configured back in 1969 when it opened. Petty's won here, Allison's have won here. So many legends among NASCAR, and IndyCar has raced here many, many times before, and will do so one more time here today. Drivers already completed qualifying. In mere moments, we're going to get down trackside, see where your favorite driver will start tonight. And that time is right now. Starting on pole, how about Nate Fields in the 57? John Stallard, Indy 500 champion from earlier this year, will start outside row 1 in the 2nd position. Third tonight for Jacob Meager in the 85, Ashton Crowder making a second appearance, I believe, in the KT IndyCar Series this season. Will start 4th in the 44. 5th tonight, off the rip, belongs to Christian Leonard in the 2. Zachary King starts in the 6th position. 7th for Seven Hawthorne, pitting. 8th for Sheridan Wade. 9th for Braden Hughes, and then the 10th position belongs to Corey Kobe. 11th, Matthias Ezekiel Marcamini makes his return to the series in the 77. Caleb Hunt outside of row 6 in the 19. 13th will be Elijah Maupin in the 66, with Reggie Kime starting 14th in the 9. 15th for Matthias Bernachez in the 47, with Noah Hubbard to his outside, making up row number 8. Row number 9 looks like Steven Addison in the 81 and Adam Holston in 18th position, driving the 98. 19th for Jaden Walker in the Dr. Pepper 49, with Devin Lyons to his outside in the 20th position. 21st, Mason Mitchum did not take a lap under qualifying, neither did Jonathan Gasheri, who will start shotgun on the field back in 22nd. That is your entire starting grid here tonight. Now let's get down to it, as drivers all sitting on pit road behind that pace car just now, about to get this thing underway. Let's have a look at your race analysis tonight. 100 laps your scheduled distance. That means 250 miles for those paying attention earlier. Of course, pit road limiter. You're going to need to use it tonight. This long pit road and the way iRacing has changed the pit road speed mechanics make it so that you must use that limiter, and you cannot abuse the limiter. No quick upshift, downshift shenanigans that will trigger a black flag pretty much instantly. You have 4 tire sets this evening. I heard from a driver, 22 to 24 laps on fuel. We'll see how well that holds in fuel map number 1. You get 1 fast repair tonight, and some drivers may elect to use it. Some drivers hopefully will not need to use it. Of course, no, you not needing a fast repair means you didn't crash the car, and that is the best news you can have around this place. And fixed setup, as we've seen most of the season here in the KT IndyCar Series. We'll continue to see it one more time here from the Tricky Triangle. This is, in my opinion, a top 3 IndyCar racetrack. Right up there with Auto Club and, of course, Indianapolis at the top of the sheet. No questions about that one. But this racetrack, what I like about it so much is the ability that you can see, realistically, the lead swap hands once in every corner. And why I say that is because the straightaways here are so long. We'll see it from way high above this racetrack. See how long the straightaways are? Especially the one at the bottom of your screen and the one to the right side of your screen from turn 1 up to the middle in turn 2, which of course is the very top of the screen. Those 2 straightaways together, very, very long. It allows you to get a great slipstream down the straightaway and make the pass into the corner. And then you come out of the corner, and of course the driver who just got past is now second, gets the slipstream, is able to pass back into turn number 2. And then in turn 2, you can do a nice job of getting from the top, from the outside wall down to the yellow line and back up to the wall without losing too much momentum. You can make the pass back into 3 and start the cycle all over again. Very fun racetrack. It has pack-esque elements at times, but turn 2 ends that real quick. There is really no going through turn 2 anything more than 2 wide. That is bad news for those drivers. I am thrilled to be here. Looking forward to having a great night. Hopefully these drivers are looking forward to it as well. This place routinely puts on great shows. We saw a dandy just a few days ago on Friday in the Cup Series for Slim Chickens. What a terrific race that was. Came down to fuel mileage, late race run. Zachary King was able to save enough fuel to get second. Fun night all the way around. Tonight, no competition yellows. Only the ones for cause are going to be thrown as yellows tonight. We could see and probably will see fuel mileage play a factor here this evening. The pace car is going to make its way off of the racetrack in this fairly simple Probably the easiest pit road to get onto all year. Going to make that turn off the racetrack. Gone and away. Field in the hands of Nate Fields and John Stellard. Into the start zone. We're racing in Pocono. Few drivers having issues right off the rip. Reggie Kime rode the wall through turn 2. That'll put him to the back of the field. John Stellard will take the lead into turn 1. Further back in the field, Lyons. Bit of a moment up off the corner, able to save it. Lucas Oil 24 running 19th at the moment. Oh, we missed turn 2. Back up front, though, Stellard again. Trying to make that pass. We'll get it back over Fields. I think Reggie Kime has had an issue. Reggie Kime, that car's destroyed. So there's a 9. Remember, hit the wall. Caution is out on the speedway. This is caution number 1. We're watching Kime here. Like we just cut away from this as it happened. Yeah, Lyons up into the tire. Oh, boy. Lyons through the air, Kime through the air. A couple fast repairs used right off the rip for those drivers. So lap 3, first yellow of the day. Field, Stellard, King, Crowder, and Meager are your top 5. I would expect everyone is doing whatever they can to save fuel as much as possible. If you can stretch this to 25 laps a run, you cut out an entire pit stop. That has got to be the goal. You can now make it, I would think, fairly easily to that mark in this first stint on fuel. Field lines up behind the pace car. Should have a couple laps before we go back racing. Might be a good opportunity since we have some time here. These are very, very long pace laps. See if we can pull up a driver up here into the booth. Let's go with 19th place, Jaden Walker. How's that sound? Jaden Walker, Morgan at the V-Speed booth, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
All right, sitting P19 so far right where you started. Little bit of a sprinkle of action here to start this race. 3 laps into it. What's the Dr. Pepper 49 feeling like so far?
Oh, well, I'm feeling good, you know. Had to rush home because had a little scare at the baby. Had a couple cramps going on, and we had to go to the hospital, but we're doing pretty good now. So far, it's been a good, interesting race. I feel like we're slotting in well. I feel like we can do good today.
Right on. What's more stressful, racing here at Pocono or being on Baby Watch?
Definitely being on Baby Watch, I will say.
For sure. That was an easy, like, T-ball question.
That was
you
a
answered
layup
it well.
question there.
Yeah, your wife's gonna appreciate that one. I think coming down pit road here.
Oh, absolutely. We're gonna take a little fuel here. Not gonna take tires. We're gonna take some fuel.
Love to hear it. While we got you up here, who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out? We'll let you go here in just a sec.
I do want to shout out my wife. You know, we're currently on Baby Watch, and hopefully we're gonna deliver a healthy baby girl here soon.
Awesome. Well,
pretty much it.
All the best to you and yours. It is quite a magical thing, bringing a daughter into this world. But on that, good luck the rest of the way, Jaden. Good luck with everything, and we'll talk to you later.
See ya.
That is Jaden Walker, currently sitting 21st, just on the pit lane here. We're going to try and get to as many driver interviews as we can tonight. We got a handful of them hanging around the Discord server here tonight. So let's make use of that, shall we? A lot of love for Seven Hawthorne in chat, as we always do. Love to see it. So field is split exactly 50-50. 11th on back. Should say not quite exactly 50-50. Close, though. We're off by 1. Ashton Crowder, first driver who pit here. No tires were taken. I don't believe it was all fuel. And then everyone from Addison on forward, that's Stellar to Addison, top 10, stayed out. Lights still on the pace car. Should be going out this time for single file restart. The only negative, in my eyes, about racing at this immaculate racetrack that is Pocono is the absurdly long pace laps. No matter what car you're driving, we're talking 2-minute pace laps around this behemoth of a racetrack. It is just exceptionally long to deal with. That's really the only negative about this place. I think everything else is pretty great. The different banking in each corner, different length of straightaways. It's technically a scalene triangle because turn 2, even though it's modeled after a 90-degree corner, is not exactly 90 degrees. Little tidbit I learned this past week covering a bunch of Pocono races is it is not a right angle triangle. It's close, but as they say, close only counts in horseshoes, and these are some fast horses, and their shoes are rubber. Let that marinate for a minute. Stellar leads the field into turn 2 behind the pace car. We get back going at lap number 7. The beginning of it, nonetheless. Maybe we'll get some driver cams here in just a sec. Everybody's still running. Kime and Lyons, of course, took a fast repair. Actually, Kime did not take a fast repair. That car wasn't as damaged as we thought. That is great news for Reggie Kime. Able to save the fast repair. Will line up 21st position. Pace car should dive left. There it is. Stellar's got the field in hand, and we are back racing. Single file across the line. All the way back to Gasheri, who I think was just making sure he didn't run into the back of anybody. We got a battle. Sheridan Wade. And Jacob Meagher is inside the safer barrier for a moment. Just making sure that it structurally sound. It is. It's good. Oh, Steven Addison's getting ganged up on. Restarted in 10th, is now 18th. In 2 corners, lost 8 positions. A long way back for the 81. Battle for the lead. Oh, Zachary King's going to force it 3 wide. Into turn 1. Who gets the spot? King does. And that's going to leave a bunch of drivers right behind him. There goes Fields. Fields will clear, as you expect, down into 2. Now short shoot of 3. Does anybody get the run into 3? King has one, elects not to use it. We'll shuffle up the racetrack. Side by side behind him. Wade on Stellard. Stellard falls back to 4th. Meagher in touch in the 5th position. There goes King down to the bottom again. Sheridan Wade tries to complete the pass as well. He might stall out here on the exit. He will. That's going to probably be a spot lost for the 54. No, Stewart decides that his running mate, at least main driver he ran with in Indy, will get the spot slotted in. Now we're door to door into 3. King, Fields. King will slide to the bottom. Fields crossover momentum. No. Give King the spot for the moment. King's going to block down the front stretch. Will lead that lap by inches. 3 wide again for the front of the field. The rest of the field, all they can do is sit here and watch. They want to be a part of it, but they don't quite have enough to get there. And unfortunately, you can only have so many cars at the front, or else it's no longer the front. It's the whole field. Sheridan Wade makes his move to the bottom. King 3 wide into turn 2. So early, don't like this. King will take that spot away. Fields got put in a bad spot. King is blocking like crazy. Does he realize it's a 100-lap race? My goodness. I would be screaming if I was the drivers behind him right now. He's going to get forced 3 wide again. Now 2. Wade with the run. Will take that spot away. Oh, we got big-time aero tight, King did. Comes up the racetrack. Stellard's going to go grab that spot away. Elects not to, but Fields and Wade battle at the point. Further back, Holston and Kobe scrap. This is for 14th, apologies. Meager fights with Hubbard. Pretty tight clear at that moment. Comes Crowder in the 44. And again, the lead continues to swap. We could watch that every lap under green of this race. Meager falls back to 7th. Maupin and Leonard mopping around the outside. Here comes Marcamini in the 77. Big time blocking. Oh, Marcamini with massive connection issues. That car's gone. Disappeared into the night. Holston has a problem. Something has gone awry with the 98 fairly substantially. Let's see what happened. Oh, let me crash in front of him. Caution's out. It's Leonard. I didn't see what happened to Holston here. Just lost a lot of spots in a hurry, but Maupin and Leonard will tell us what happened to them. Marcamini was caught up in it as well. Remember, he just came back from a connection issue. There's Maupin to the bottom. Maupin just gets loose on his own. Was that a connection issue? Oh my goodness. Leonard with the flight of a lifetime. And that car's still flipping around. It's pogo sticking all over the front stretch. Oh, Marcamini was the reason this happened. Wow, that might be the worst netcode I've ever seen. You'll see what I mean here in a moment, folks. Check this out. Maybe not. This car might have just got loose. It's kind of hard to tell. It's really hard to tell if Maupin just got loose on his own or if netcode spun him around. Either way, Leonard, Marcamini, and Maupin all have to use a faster barrier. You see, as soon as Marcamini popped back in, the 66 went around. And then, of course, we saw the 2 do a terrific aerial routine. I think Simone Biles will be jealous of that one, especially that little kick flip right there. Look at that. Like, look at the form. Unbelievable. Did not stick the landing, but rarely do they. And those are 3 junked race cars. Let's maybe pull up. I don't normally do this, but I am just very curious about this. Let's pull up Elijah Maupin into the booth here. Hey, Elijah, Morgan up in the VSP booth. You got a copy?
I hear you.
Hey, so I don't normally do this, interviewing drivers after an accident, but I am just really curious. The car spun out of turn 3. Was that netcode related, or was that a handling concern that brought the 66 around?
No, I just spun it.
Gotcha.
I'll be honest, I'm not really an IndyCar driver. Most of the time I'm racing NASCAR. This is a bit of a one-off, but yeah, I just got loose and spun it.
Gotcha.
I hate it for the guys that got involved in that incident. I feel bad for them. I didn't want to cause a mess, but I mean, that's racing, and I'm definitely going to take that as a learning experience.
Right on. Long race. Get back into it. Good luck the rest of the way, Elijah. Anyone you want to thank or shout out while we got you up here?
Well, I do want to give a shout out mainly to the whole league. Brendan Willard, he's got a great league going here. I'm only here for a few races, but I like what I'm seeing here, and y'all might be seeing me more in other series. So big shout out to the Mystic Racing League for letting me join them.
There you go. Love to hear it. Hope we see you around more, Mr. Elijah Maupin. Thanks for your time.
All right. Thank you.
You bet. All right, sitting 20th right now. Was a handling problem, not netcode as I suspected. I thought that would have been pretty nasty if Marcamini popping back into the field 4 car lengths behind impacted the lead car, but it happens. Seen weird things with netcode before. These cars are especially bad because, of course, we're traveling 220, 30 or so miles an hour. That if iRacing thinks I'm in one spot and my TC tells me I'm in another spot versus somebody else, I mean, when you're traveling that fast at many football fields a second, 1 foot could be the difference between you leading the race like Nate Fields and you doing a pogo stick routine like Leonard did down the front stretch. That was a pretty outrageous amount of flips that the 2 car did too. That was pretty wild. 1 driver is elected to leave the session. That is Devin Lyons. Everybody else still at least in the session and on the racetrack. Back to Marcamini in 21st, who is 2 laps down. Partially because of the connection issue, partially because, of course, caught up in the accident. Leonard and Maupin also a lap down, both using the fast repair and having to tow, of course, because they wrecked right at the entrance to pit road. Everybody else on the lead lap, back to Richie Kime in the 18th spot, all of which have their fast repair available as well. Under this pit sequence, we saw a number of drivers pit. Zachary King and everybody behind him was on pit road. That's 8th on back. Fields, Wade, Hubbard have all stayed out. So has Addison. Crowder, Hawthorne, and Hughes stayed out this time, but pit just 11 laps previous. Drivers at the moment heating up those tires for half a lap until we get this thing back underway. Fields, Wade, Hubbard, Crowder, Hawthorne. 0 surprises in this top 5. The driver I'm keeping my eye on, with the 2 I should say, are King and Stellard. Back here leading the drivers who just pit. I think Stellard may have taken tires as well. That will be interesting to see how that plays out. Once again, up against the wall. We'll have this restart. Pace car going to dive to the left. There we go. Slow roll into the zone this time for Nate Fields, and we are away. Back racing. Problem for Sherry Leonard. I think Maupin had a problem on the start. That car did not fire. Good on race control for allowing those drivers to not have a black flag, as already Stellar tries to get the move done on King, not able to get it done. Time falls back behind Kasheri as Sheridan Wade and Nate Fields scrap for the point. Noah Hubbard, haven't seen him battle yet for the point. Curtin sitting in the 3rd position in the 4 car. Going to close off the 44 of Crowder. 7 Hawthorne. We know the points leader going to try and make some moves here today. There's the 18. Running, I believe that's a Dario Franchitti-esque scheme. I could be wrong about that. Apologies, Chad, if I am incorrect about that. I would love it if somebody would correct me on who he is trying to represent. If it's not just that he loves Target and Energizer, which he could. He could. No problem with that. Wade continues to pace the field. This top 6 is breaking away. Back to Braden Hughes. Addison having trouble keeping in touch with your top half dozen. He is currently the bridge between King and Hughes. Again, this battle for the lead will not stop. And like I mentioned at the top of the show, it's probably not going to stop the entirety of the day. We're going to flip-flop this thing back and forth the entire time. Down in 1, into 2, probably even in 3, and vice versa all the way around. Does set up for nice photo finish opportunities at the line. If you can get that good run off of 3, you might be able to steal one at the checker. Stellard, Meager, and King for 8. Meager drops out of the battle. Now it's just King and Stellard. I believe if you slingshot, you should be able to get a little bit more time if you work with your competitors. I don't know if that still works or not. I know it used to work, where you could, like I've been talking about, pass, have one pass in one corner, one in the other corner, and basically maximize the slipstream, as we're going to have a knot of cars sail off into 1 here, 5 under a blanket with 1 in trailing formation. Oh, Hubbard and Hawthorne. Crowder got his nose chopped by the 18. These two will not quit. Hubbard is yet to be up at the lead, has gotten to 2nd, but no further. The timing of these runs also matters immensely. You've got to time it right. It's very difficult once you have the pattern happening to give up the opportunity of the run to reset it. Hubbard will slide into 2nd, and I mean slide into 2nd. That was, oh, somebody just nailed the outside wall. Oh my goodness. I can't tell who it was. Was it Caleb Hunt? Yes, it was. The 19 just put the wall in a body bag. That car's hurting as well. Yeah, meatball flag out for Hunt. Car's going to have to come down pit road to get repairs very quickly. Battle for the lead now, Fields, Hubbard, Wade. Very fast turn number 1. We're going 205 miles an hour in the center of the corner. Speeds pick up down this backstretch. 221 down into 2. Then we drop down. It's a pretty slow corner, 212 miles an hour as Braden Hughes has just gone around, I believe. Yes, that car is wedged into the turn 2 wall at 212 miles an hour. Braden Hughes. Already a quarter of the way through this one. Oh, contact. Contact, I think that was with Crowder. See if we can catch it from a little bit higher. Car down on the apron there. Not sure who that is or what that's about. There's the move. Down Long Pond. Yeah, I think that's just a case of one went up, one went down. Unfortunately, Braden needs to pay the price on that one. think that is Crowder. Yes, it is the 44. Ended up getting into him. See it one more time. Yeah, just a case of one went up, one went down, and unfortunately Hughes has a tire outside the racing facility after that one. Hopefully a fan was able to corral that tire and maybe mount it as a coffee table or something. That'd be pretty cool. Might smell a little bit, but it's a conversation piece. This pit sequence, pretty much a no-brainer. Should see everyone on pit road. No, Corey Kobe stays out. Elects to keep it on the track because Sherry in the same boat. Mark Amini as well, of course, trying to get a lap back. He will not because Kobe stayed out. Race off of pit road belongs to... Ooh, that's a gaggle. Crowder got him. Nope, Stellard got him. That was close. Let's have our first driver cam of the day this time for Ashton Crowder. Chat with him as well. Ashton Crowder, Morgan up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do. What's up?
All right. Well, it has been 25 laps, and you mentioned earlier trying to get a handle of this car on this racetrack. How are we feeling so far?
Feeling pretty good. I've kind of flipped what I was trying to do at Indy, where I was trying to run like pretty stiff sway bars, and then a lot of weight jacker. They almost wrecked. Oh wow!
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
But I've kind of flipped that, so I'm trying to run as negative of weight jacker as I can for the straightaway speed, and then run a really soft front bar, really stiff rear bar. So literally the exact opposite of what I was trying to do at Indy, and like it seems to be working. Like I'm running top 5, and I'm not really trying to. Whereas I felt like at Indy I was working way too hard the entire time, and I think the best corner that I have right now is turn 2, which, if I'm not mistaken, that's the mimic of Indy, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So yeah, we're feeling pretty good. The first half of the race, or the first quarter, it's pretty sad. I was in an incident there, so that was upsetting. But
I was going to ask you about that one. Obviously, into turn 2, you just mentioned a little bit of contact there with Hughes. What do you make of it, and how can you avoid it in the future?
Well, every corner before that, he was on my side. I gave him like way too much room, and then there I was just like, all right, I can't give up that much leverage. So I entered normally, and he was pinching me so hard, he ended up in the fence. So I could have avoided it by just continuing to kind of baby it, but kids got to learn sometimes.
All right. While we got you up here,
I ever talk like that.
while we got you up here, just entering turn 2 here on the 1 to green lap. Who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out before we get back racing?
None of my family's watching this because this is kind of a last minute deal, but shout out to my girlfriend who's actively having to fix an apartment building in France. First world problems, and Brennan Poole that's on his way to San Diego. Hopefully they can get a top 10 there.
And Charles, don't forget Charles.
Oh, and Charles, yeah, I don't know who that is though.
Of course. All right.
I'll remember him later.
Yeah, good luck the rest of the way here.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You bet. Ashton Crowder running P4. Corey Kobe's got the field in tow. Even a bit of a gap to the outside. And you may notice that car in second in line is not on the lead lap. That's how IndyCar does it. They mix the field up. Marcamini's got a shot at getting one of his 2 laps back right here. If he can just get around Corey Kobe. He's in a great spot to do so as they fan out off the corner. King and Meager just about wiped each other. Oh my gosh! What on earth just happened? Reggie Kime and Christian Leonard. Holy cow. I haven't seen a car move like that since Indianapolis. Ace car doesn't know what happened either, just befuddled. Christian Leonard. Oh, he got some help from Jaden Walker. Oh my goodness. Reggie Kime just got sniped from across the map. Wow. I don't think Kime ever saw this coming. This is an unbelievable accident. Like, there goes Leonard. Hunt goes by as well. There's the contact, and oh my gosh, there was nothing that Kime was going to do about that one. Holy moly. Some better check on Kime, make sure he's all right. Landed on the wheels. Oh, car's still going. We're in good shape, but from Leonard's point of view, let's see. Oh my goodness. I can't believe how hard this hit was. Oh my goodness. And then there's Kime. There's Kime flying through the air. That'll probably be day over for Leonard, I would imagine. Ooh, that was such a big hit. There are the 2 from the caution on the pit lane, Kime and Leonard. Kime, I think, very pleased right now he didn't have to use a fast repair on that early incident. While he's sitting here getting this car repaired, let's see if we can chat with him. Reggie Kime, Morgan up in the booth, you got a copy.
Barely.
Are you okay?
Actually, I have a fast repair. I didn't use it when I got killed by Devin, but...
Yeah, great question. I want to ask about that. So you elected to not use a fast repair early, even though you could have with that rear wing damage. How thankful are you right now that you still have that fast repair to burn? Well, not burn, using it right now, but you know what I'm trying to say.
That's why I did it, because just in case if something like that would happen, I mean, I was able to at least, have some kind of pace without it, but I knew it was slowing me down. So I was just trying to stay out of trouble, but trouble found me.
Trouble sure did find you from across the map. My goodness. Have you ever seen a car catch up to you that quickly? There was nothing you could do.
Last weekend, we saw a Cup car do something similar to that.
That is true.
A little more speed.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, in the National Series, I think we saw that car do the electric boogie across the racetrack. Yeah, that was wild as well.
So, yeah, I did not expect that to happen. All of a sudden, it's like, well, yeah, I'm dead. Can't do anything.
Well, while we got you up here, as we're still under pacing, getting that thing repaired, you're going to get back out here for this caution. Will you have enough time to repair the car?
Oh, I'm almost done. I have to just do towing. So once I get the tow done, I'll just fast repair.
Oh, right, fast repair, of course. Well, we got you up here. Who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out for? What has been a bit of a rough start for you, but hopefully a better end to this race than beginning.
Thank my HOTS device.
Yeah, I bet. I bet.
Thank you guys for streaming, Mystic for putting it on, and oh man. Gonna try to survive the rest of this. That's all I can say.
All right. I think you only went 1 down, so good luck getting that lap back. But we'll see you maybe post-race if this thing ends up turning around. But good luck the rest of the way, Reggie.
Thanks, Morton. You have a good one.
You bet. Reggie Kime, who is thankfully still okay after a vicious hit down the backstretch. Christian Leonard also on pit road, stays there. I don't know if that car is fixable or not. Seems pretty damaged. I believe Jaden Walker has been charged with cause of caution, which, to be fair, I think is fair. Marcamini got a black flag speeding on pit road after getting one of those 2 laps back. Corey Kobe looking like a genius right now, continues to lead this race under pacing. Sherry hanging out in second. Everybody else has been on pit road in the last 5 laps. Stellard and Wade and everyone beyond them. Kobe and Gasheri, the only outsiders in that strategy. There is the last pit lap up on the board. We, of course, are on number 30 at the moment. A bit of a herky-jerky start to this one. Not what you really expect to see at Pocono. 9 lead changes across those 30 laps with 4 cautions. Maybe here we can see a nice long green flag run. That would be, of course, ideal for strategy and fuel mileage and all sorts of fun stuff that we could see the rest of the way. Kobe, Gasheri, Stellard, Wade, Hubbard, your top 5. Pace car making those ruts down to the pit lane. Field in the hands of Corey Kobe, and he's going to get a great... Joe, they're wrecking behind him. Bunch of cars in it right off the rip. Maupin was the first one I saw go sideways. King, as well as Crowder, who we just talked to, involved. Yeah, that's not great. See this from a bit of a higher view. Oh, yes, I think he got some help, potentially. One more time here. That's Caleb Hunt right behind him, if I'm not mistaken. .66 into the start zone. Oh, he had to check up for Addison. Not going anywhere. Yeah, just a miscommunication on the start. Yeah, not much that the 19 could do. Let's see one more time here from the Halo. He's leaving a massive gap here. That's part of the issue. And then as well, 81's got a big gap in front of him, so they're trying to catch up to the green here, trying to time it right. Green flag is out, but because of how, you know, the line was checking up as we were moving to the green, of course, contact occurs. Well, we continue to pace. Fuel mileage is excellent right now for your top couple. Now they're going to bring it down pit road. They must have gotten in a window that they needed. Should give Stellard the lead. I'd be surprised if anybody else hit with them. Few do. Fields on pit road. Indy 1 car, the 57. Among others. Mason Mitchum, we haven't really talked about today on the pit lane. Driving by the half car of Leonard is Fields. Just fuel only. Gas and go. Zachary King drove it back. Probably going to need a fast repair for this one. I don't know if I'd say it's all in the 19, Tasik. That's... I mean, there was a big checkup. Now, Caleb certainly could have done things to avoid that by being a little bit closer, not having the big run, but I wouldn't say it's all in the 19 by any stretch. It's really more of just a byproduct of single file restarts. As Stellard is investigating how the pace car collision physics work, let's chat with our next driver, this time Zachary King. Welcome on up to the booth. Zachary King, Morgan up in the booth. You got a copy.
What's going on, Morgan?
Well, it has been a bit of a herky-jerky start. Let's get on the right car here. How about that? Apologies. It's been a bit of a herky-jerky start to this race, I think we would all say. 5th caution, 33 laps in. You looked pretty quick up off the rip. Of course, caught up in the latest accident there on the restart. Burning the fast repair this early, only a third of the way through the race. Are you nervous now the rest of the way? Does it change your mindset, or are you still going all out here to the end?
I mean, it just doesn't really. It is what it is. I mean, you're gonna burn it at some point. It sucks you burn it so early, but I mean, it's just gonna make me drive a little bit more smarter. I mean, I'm still gonna make the moves that I've been making. I'm not gonna let up on that. You know, that's just my personality, it's my style. If I do that, then I'll be wrecked on the next lap. So, you know, just still gonna keep pushing it, but gotta just be a little bit more conservative. It definitely sucks not having the fast repairs like a backup, but I mean, it's not gonna change the way I'm gonna drive this next run right here.
So now you're restarting 14th. You are the fourth to last car on the lead lap. You got Kime, Kobe, and Mitchum behind you. You just pit. What's it going to take to pass these 13 cars? Is it all going to be on the racetrack, or will strategy play a factor into getting up to the front?
Well, if you remember last week, all three races in the Cup Series, or in the National NASCAR side, everything was field mileage for me. So, back at Pocono, so I mean, you can take a wild guess of what we got cooking up over here. Definitely on the numbers, definitely thinking about things, and gonna put ourselves in a good position to try to win.
All right, well, we got you. Who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out?
Yeah, shout out to MX Rap, Pocono Painting as always, Tizio Design, Ideal Pets LLC, Gilbert Fleet, Advanced Workman, K1 Speed, Mom for watching the stream. I don't know if she's in the chat yet or not.
She is not.
And then you Morgan, for doing this solo. I feel bad for you, buddy. I want to come up here and just help you out, but I'm not allowed to. And I don't think it's in the budget. So, yeah, good luck and have fun, Morgan.
All right, good luck the rest of the way. Let's get some green flag laps here, please. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, that is Zachary King running back in now 17th position. So we're about to get this thing back underway. With Stellard off of turn 5 or 3, depends how you feel. Driver pulling way down, that's Holston. I don't know what went on with the 98. Just got way out of line. And Stellard has just flat out left the field. That's a new one. I mean, the gap is 1.3 seconds. Stellard is gone. Certainly did not expect to see that kind of jump off the start, as we have Hubbard, Wade, and Hawthorne battling for second. Oh, up the racetrack is the 18. Holy cow. That was almost calamity. The capital K. There's Lillian. Good to see you in the chat. Raiden Hughes, Matthias Bernashez for the 5th position. Hughes trying to rebound after the incident with the 44. Now that the lead is... No, they're dooring each other up off the corner. You know these don't have fenders, right? Sherry really testing the limits of how Bernashez can handle car control. My goodness. It's almost like drivers prefer to pace than race here at Pocono. I'm not really sure what's going on here tonight. Look at that crossover. Synchronized slices, if you will. Sherry going backwards. Not really sure why he just pit for fuel, so maybe a little bit heavier is the difference on the 8, but he's fallen back to 9th here on this run. Hubbard has on up to Stellard, who I almost wonder if Stellard got maybe hey, let's not make the restart quite that big of a jump again, and had to give it up. I'm not really sure. Race control can give me a bit of insight as to if there's any conversation going on with the driver of the 5, but he's back to 4th at the moment. Top 4 have broken away. About to be 5 once Braden Hughes gets there. 45 biding his time. A little bit tight, looks like on the exit of the corner as Wade goes for the move on. Hubbard will not get the lap at the line, I don't believe. There's almost 40 laps into this race. Those of you just joining us, 5 cautions so far in this one with 12 lead changes. It's been topsy-turvy, to say the least. First part of the race, pretty decent run. After, I believe it was a first lap 1 or lap 2 incident. Good little run. Then, of course, cautions one after the other here the last couple of laps. Maybe green the rest of the way would really change the way we look at this race. Wade for now holds on to the spot. Bernachez a little further back. Putting the moves on Fields is big scatter behind Zachary King. Corey Kobe, among others. Walker, Kime. Addison's back here as well. These drivers kind of fighting amongst themselves for 12th, or 13th. No really further ahead they can go. As if you look from, in fact, Hunt's a lap down here, but if you look forward from Kobe, you're going to see a whole lot of empty racetrack, which will make life very difficult to get those spots when they're not in front of you. Mitchum and Gasheri. This is the second group behind Marcamini, who's again 1 lap down. Slide up the racetrack for Mitchum. Let's see if they're going to implement the old slingshot maneuver. Not efficiently, not even remotely efficiently. And this is one of those cases where you just do whatever Mason Mitchum tells you to do, because that dude knows what he's doing. There are drivers who have no enjoyment in each other's company. There will be no Christmas cards exchanged between these two. Oh my goodness. Didn't say there wouldn't be any contact between them though. They'll find that on the racetrack. Wade, Hawthorne, Hubbard. I think we're starting to save a little bit of fuel for the end here. Not seeing as many moves trying to be made. Hubbard holds off Hughes for the moment, but Hawthorne, I think, just maybe content to stay in line. I wonder as well if anyone is maybe attempting fuel map number 2, potentially 3 to try and save a little bit of gas. I'm not sure. Hard to tell by the lap times, by the speeds. Draft, of course, being a great equalizer. This top battle is just really impressive that all these guys are able to slice and dice the entire time. Bit of an issue there. Uh-oh. Something is going awry here. Apologies for that, everybody. Oh, they're wrecking behind him. There goes Sheridan Wade. Caution is out. Just as I said how great the racing was, it turns sour. It's 54. Hawthorne underneath him. Hawthorne just got wicked tight up the racetrack. Marcamini's in it. Mitchum's in it. Oh, man. Yeah, meatball for Mitchum, meatball for Wade, and Marcamini, that's probably going to end his day. Was in the lucky dog spot and just, oh, man. No dice. Been that kind of year for him, really. I mean, look at that car just mangled. Had speed pretty much everywhere we've gone and has had nothing to show for it. Really hate that for Matthias Ezekiel Marcamini, but Pocono will not be his day. When your tires doing backflips going up pit road, it's usually not for a good reason. I think Mitchum can get back. He got that same tire affliction. Able to roll in 8th. Shouldn't lose a lot of time here. Fast repair more than likely going to get used. And then Wade is already towing because that car got pretty much destroyed. Is there anyone we haven't talked to who would give us the time of day? I don't think so. Well, maybe time to take a quick break, quick step aside, pay some bills, as they say. Be back here on V-Speed just after this.
Real quick, you both stop the real quick, double check the steering wheel.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Nice and smooth, get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's going to get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
It's too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
He knew it was just a matter of time when Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1, 2, 3 finish.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to V-Speed. I'm your host and producer, Morgan Cook, alongside cameras from Dougie Beard here at Pocono for the KAYTEE IndyCar Series. Pocono 250. Just about to hit the halfway point of this 100-lapper, working 47. 6 cautions in these 47 laps with 16 lead changes. Most laps have been led by the pace car so far tonight. Testament not to only how fast the pace car is, but also how quickly the lead can change here. I don't know if we've seen more than 2 laps in a row other than under caution. The lead back-to-back laps. It just doesn't really happen here. You make so many moves into and out of the corner that it allows you to swap the lead dozens of times throughout the day. Race recap in terms of positional housekeeping for you. Braden Hughes currently your leader. Noah Hubbard in the 2nd spot. Fields, Crowder, and King up in the top 5. Crowder and King, of course, caught up in that restart accident. They are back going. Sheridan Wade 1 lap down after the tow. Caleb Hunt, last car running, 3 laps down. Marcamini, Holston, Maupin have left the session. Leonard still on pit road with heavy repairs. Devin Lyons has also left. He'll finish 22nd here today. 15 on the lead lap. 2 more running, and makes it 17 cars still on the track here in Pocono. Green flag will be back out. Let's get it underway. Single file for the most part. Few drivers fan out. Hubbard tries to get around Hughes. We'll go to the top side, squeeze in the middle of the corner on the exit. Drag race down the back. It's still a drag race. Into 2, near contact. Hughes will slide up in front, and Hubbard is going to have to fight back on the bottom into 3. He's going to get the run. That reminds me of the holiday in-cars of Jeff Burton for the mid-2000s. Oh, there's a big wreck. Steven Addison is up in the air. Oh, he's flipping around, and Sheridan Wade, that's probably the end of his day. Goodness gracious. So Addison, alongside Reggie Kime. He just got run into by Wade. Just a big difference in closing speed. I don't know if maybe he lifted for turn 3 and Wade didn't, but either way, Wade ends up clipping him, and that is probably going to end the day for the 5-4. Pretty common for the 54 across Mystic Racing League. Doesn't really have great finishes. Not just for Wade, but really for anybody in the 54, myself included. Yeah, just I don't think he expected Addison to be where he was. Sheridan Wade has left the session. That'll be the end of his day. Noah Hubbard now leads over Hughes, Field, Crowder, King, Stellard in 6th, Kobe, Kime in 8th, Walker 9th, and Meager in the 10th position. Is there anybody left to talk to? I think Caleb Hunt is in the chat. Let's see if we can chat with our driver. Caleb, Morgan up in the booth, you got a copy?
I do.
Well, you are the only person in the server I haven't talked to yet, so how the day hasn't quite been what you expected, I think, running 17th. A couple laps down here, but with all the attrition we're seeing, are you confident in A, getting both those laps back, and B, being able to finish in the top 10 here tonight?
To be honest, top 10, I don't see it unless if 20 people break out. To get my laps back, I'm just trying to let everyone go and not get caught up in anything. That's after that wall contact and that little hit on the restart. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just chill in the back and like let the lead pack do its thing. But overall, it's just been terrible. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Like, I don't know if it's me or if it's just like bad luck. It's just I don't want to be here. But yeah.
Just now hitting halfway through this one. What more? Oh, you just said that you're not really sure what to do here, but are you just at this point in survival mode, just get to the end of the race and get out of here, or is there anything that you want to try and experiment with or implement for the final part of this race? What are you thinking here for the final 50?
Well, I know I'm like 2 laps down, but I'm hoping we get some short cautions and no one involved, going laps down where I can get my laps back. And then after I get get back on the lead lap, I'm gonna pull a Kyle Larson and hard reset and act like it's another race, because officials, I think they're 50 laps if I'm not mistaken, here. Just try to put a clean, solid, second half of the race clean and hope I can make it in the top 10, but it's just luck, man. I just need it.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, we got Jeffrey. Who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out? Here for
I
KTE
want to shout out to
Series.
I want to shout out to the broadcast. You know, putting on a good show like always. V Speed on top.
How
Mystic
quickly
Racing
you
League.
change your tune. It's funny.
Yeah, Mystic Racing League. Brandon for putting on some good quality racing. You know, or try to at least. And yeah, that would be it.
All right. Well, thanks for your time, Caleb. Good luck the rest of the way here.
Yep. Thank you.
That's Caleb Hunt, driver of the number 19, still running that patriotic scheme we saw back at Indy. Well, we have officially exceeded, actually we've hit and maybe possibly exceeded our interview quota for the day, so that's pretty cool. It's happening so early in the race. Had a chat with Elijah Maupin, Ashton Crowder, Zachary King, Reggie Kime, Jaden Walker, Caleb Hunt. Everybody we got in the server has had an opportunity to appear in the V-Speed booth on the hot seat, so to speak. Crowder leads, King second, Walker third, so maybe the interviews are a good thing. Hard to say. Meager is fourth, and Bernachez haven't really talked about today, been quietly hanging out in the fifth position. Stellard, Hubbard, Fields, Mitchum, and Kobe. Those are 5 drivers who I would expect to be in the front 5 of the top 10, not the back 5 of the top 10. Either way, another restart about to come at you. And drivers restarting on the bottom here, I don't know if that is the move, as the kids say. Crowder in the restart zone. King is a country mile behind him. I don't really know what King's doing. Just a massive, massive run left. King's going to go to the point right away. Easily clear for that position. Scrap is on right behind him. Meager and Walker go to battle. Walker just going to give a couple spots up. Bernachez gets by him. Now Hubbard tries to get by him. Oh boy, that was tight. Holy cow. These drivers driving like it's lap 100. Oh, their contact down the front stretch. Bernachez and Meager dooring each other. Again, these cars don't have fenders, right? Am I wrong about that? Are they fendered? I just didn't notice. Some drivers using an extremely high line down through 1. Let Mason Mitchum do a little bit of acrobatic work around Walker. Seven Hawthorne trying to make his way back to the field here as well. Pit sequencing is all screwed up just because of the cautions, the way that they've landed. Everyone's starting a single file out for the most part here. There goes Mitchum to the outside of Fields. Contact with Fields. Minimal, to say the least. Hawthorne will try and take advantage. Will get that spot away into 2. Yes, Fields will slide back 1 position. Hawthorne down on the apron, wiggled a little bit, able to maintain control, but ties Bernachez up to the point. 47 said, yeah, I'll take some lead, I think. Drag race to the line. Contact. I have no idea what we're doing here on the front stretch. Zero reason to be door banging each other, or in this case, pod hitting. Whatever you want to call it. No need for it. Bernachez went up. King went down. I don't know if side draft really works in these cars. I don't really want to find out. As the very similarly painted Crowder and Meager look on from 3rd and 4th. What Meager sees at 208 miles an hour. Wall contact for Bernachez. These cars are just so insanely fast. As Hubbard trying to make a move on Meager as we speak. There goes the 4. Back to 5th for Meager. Turning 11,000 RPM. Flat flying right now. Love to see it. Crowder and King, I think, working together in the same voice chat nonetheless. Also running the same strategy. 23 laps on this tank with all the cautions, though. They could probably go another 6 to 8 laps. Doesn't really put them in the window to make it to the end on one stop. Still going to be another stop away, but not out of the realm of possibility with how well King saves fuel. I think drivers are now starting to realize that it is 100 laps and not 15. Just as I say that, I saw them fan out for the lead. They stayed back in line. Meager had a bit of an issue off the corner. Fields will take advantage. Looking ahead, 40 more laps to go. Let's bring up that race analysis again just so that we're all on the same page. 22 to 24 was what I was told pre-race. The number closer to 23. That was fuel map 1, full run, full bore, no questions asked, no draft probably as well. Adding things like the draft, different fuel maps, all of these things, I would estimate that 24 grows to maybe 27. And if that's the case, we're still 13 outside the window. A few drivers, I think, are encroaching on a one-stop, but haven't quite got there yet. We'll find out around lap 75, so that's in about 15 more laps here. Then I think drivers can make it as Meager, I think, just crashed. Yes, caution is out. Well, this helps fuel mileage a little bit more, but also caution comes out at a weird spot. I see Zachary King out here celebrating. So I think his strategy, along with Crowder's, hit the jackpot because they probably have to pit here shortly. Something went wrong with Meager, sorry, Jacob Meager. Car backed into the retaining wall. '85's having a decent day, right? Sandwich between Hughes and Jaden Walker. Into turn number 2, I think is where it went awry for him. Dove it into 2. Oh, yeah, he clipped the apron. Clipped the wall, around he goes. In front of traffic. Time. Holy cow, Reggie Kime. That was close. Kime's halo. Check this one out. Watch this. There's the crash. Wasn't as close as it looked originally, but probably closer than anyone wanted it to be. Everybody gets through cleanly except for Meager. We'll have to likely... Oh, he is rolling. Interesting. Must have got that car fixed. No, still it's a meatball flag. Has to get it fixed still, but doesn't look like it's going to take that long. I mean, that car looks pretty good. Not missing any body panels or pieces. Tires all look fairly straight. It's probably just a rear tire damage issue with backing into the wall. Still on the 85s in pit road for it. Bunch of drivers on pit road. Stellard, Crowder, King, Kobe, Mitchum, Bernachez, Meager, Kime, all on pit road. Hubbard, Hawthorne, Hughes, and Gasheri still on track. As well as on track, by my calculations, to make it to a one-stopper. This caution helped them significantly get there. If they run the tank out, they should be able to pit around lap 75 to the end. Stellard, King, everybody else, they can easily one-stop it now. This is going to put them well within the window. They'll be pitting likely in around lap 80 or later. Should be no problem for them making it to the end. Bit of a question for the top four, but if we continue to see cautions, they will be very, very pleased because that will get them closer to their target number. Well, chat, I know it's been a topsy-turvy one here at Pocono today. Mystic Racing League heading to Montreal for the rest of, or for the NASCAR series this week, save for the trucks who are off tomorrow. And it makes me ask, for those of you who run iRacing, what is your favorite road course on the service? Drivers, I believe, hitting the 1-2 green here. Yes, we are. Noah Hubbard, 7 Hawthorne lead the way. Hughes, Gasheri, and Stellard, your top 5. Very interesting to see how sequencing works with pit stops. Stellard, the first one on. Probably, I would say, the safe strategy. I think aggressive is how I would classify the top 4's position as we check out the last pit lap. Again, about 10 laps different. That's all it takes, all it is. Hubbard will get the field back on its feet. Hawthorne so close behind him. Getting to the nitty-gritty in this one. One stop at least remaining for most drivers. Late jump. Hubbard will have Hawthorne all over the rear wing. And oh, there goes Gasheri. I don't know if that was a legal restart. 3 wide. 8 car came out of a cannon, gonna get up into King. Oh, that was very close to an accident. We'll get a word from race control if that restart was good. I only say that because I don't know where the 8 came from. That car came from nowhere. Past a smattering of cars and was able to get up to the top 3 for a brief moment. As we are scrapping. Oh my goodness, again. King and Gasheri almost wipe each other out. Hughes to the point. King to the point. Passing all over the place. Bernachez and the 57 of Fields are side by side down Long Pond stretch. Bernachez will take that spot for the moment. Stellard and Gasheri scrap. This is for the 5th position. Now Stellard under fire from Crowder. Falling back quickly to 8th. Got freight trained. Bernachez will do the same thing. As Crowder works around Mitchum. They're snaking down the front stretch now. It is officially snaking time. We're gonna break that draft. It could be a game show. Break that draft. I digress. Gary Trotta Get spots away any way he can. Way to the top side. Can he cross over the wake? No. 35 laps to go. Just trying to follow everybody. Get the draft down the front and then sail it off into turn 1. Crowder on the outside, precarious situation, able to make it stick. Oh, we had to get spin out of line. Hawthorne threw out the anchor off at 2. Now Hawthorne's going to block back in 4th. Holy cow. Or you wish you had a chrome horn on that 44, I bet. Because he's going to go way to the outside, make it stick. Hawthorne had to lift, give it up. And again, King aggressively leading the snake as everyone fans out down the front stretch. Driver's not really sure where to go. Back beyond about 7th position. So Corey Kobe's kind of gets stuck in the middle. I mean, it's important to do this, but at the same time, I mean, holy cow. So aggressive. It leads to issues as well. I mean, you misjudge where your opponent is as you come back up. You very easily find yourself into the wall, inside or outside. King again lets the car settle, then all the way down to the checker painting on the bottom as Hubbard gets to the outside right there. That's a move I'm talking about. Without the snake, that never happens. Hubbard doesn't get to the outside of Hughes and now has one more spot to go get the lead, and that's King. Down into 2. And they stick. Battle's on for 2nd. Hughes trying to make a run at the lead. Shot up the racetrack. Couldn't make it quite happen. Oh my goodness, Hughes thought about it. I think he might have just, I don't know what happened. That car wobbled back and forth violently. Elected to not follow the snake, and he's going to get down to the bottom. Drag race with King. Now slots in behind. Here comes Crowder. Almost got to the quarter for the lead was Hughes. Now Sherry back up to 3rd. The fights are just immense right now. Hawthorne to the outside of Hubbard. Hubbard falling back here. Got put in a bad spot, and it's not getting better. 2 teammates, 3rd and 4th. I think they're teammates. Hard to say sometimes. King again dives on the racetrack. That was contact with somebody. Hawthorne lost his nose piece. That is effectively the end of the run for Hawthorne. Watch this car drop like a rock. Like I said, contact with your teammates. Are they really your teammates? Hard to say. Now the field's got to get around the damaged 18 without hitting him. That is going to be the hard part here. Mitchum trying to get around him. I don't know if Fields quite knows what's going on in front of him here. I think he just found out. Oh my goodness, that was close. Exceptionally close. Seeing the 18 turned into the wall. Final gaggle before it's single file. Meager and Bernachez got to get around the 18. Might elect not to. Oh yes, they will try and pass here. Oh my goodness. Bernachez use the 18 as a pick for Meager. There goes Kobe as well. And that will effectively relegate Hawthorne outside the top 10 now. Back up front, King still leads over Hughes, and they're still fighting up here. You just saw one of your competitors taken out with the simplest of maneuvers. As we are excruciatingly close to that one-stop number for guys like Hughes, Gasheri, and Hubbard, as well as Hawthorne, who really cannot wait for that caution to come out, or for the pit stop to happen, because this car is losing time every single corner. Just hemorrhaging time right now. Land rush down the front. Top 8 have broken away all the way back to Fields. What Nate Fields sees. And there's the wreck for Zachary King, who is expectedly not pleased. That will end his day. At least his chances of winning. So there's King. Gasheri behind him. Sherry goes down to the bottom and comes up and just junked him. Yep, probably could have called that one. Anyway, Zachary King will find himself well out of the race. Sherry probably with some sort of damage. Oh, big slide in front of him. That was Hubbard. What a save for Hubbard. Oh my God. Check this out. Hubbard, big slide on the way. Got a little bit of contact there from Mitchum, and what a save for Hubbard. My gosh. Wowzers, back to 8th. And still in touch with the group, I might add, so it's going okay still for Hubbard. I want to point out there's really only 2 drivers left on that strategy. On the alternate, I would say, that's Hughes and that's Gasheri. Those 2 coming down pit road here in the next couple of laps. Top 3 starting single file out. Again, I expect Hughes on pit road in a matter of moments, maybe 2 more laps. This time, nope. Addison's got to come down pit road pretty soon too. Might be right here. Addison will pit right here. Pretty conservative entry, but it works nonetheless. Gasheri's on pit road as well. Leaves just Hughes to pit. Addison, black flag, sped on pit road. Stellar now out front of Hughes with all that contact. Didn't even notice that Stellar got up to the point. Able to squeak through all those issues. Now, Hughes on pit road. Gasheri sped as well. Oh my goodness. That's Noah Hubbard wrecking onto pit road. I don't think that car got damage, but he will get a black flag for speeding. What chaos in the last couple laps. That's 4 pit road black flags in 4 pit stops, gentlemen. Here's Hubbard. Was he trying to pit here? He must have been. And then just got on the brakes and didn't want the barrels, instead backed into the barrier. That was the right call, but still black flag nonetheless, sped on the entry. Fascinating stuff. So now I would imagine, I think Hughes made it through okay, that the only driver now who can make it to the end of the race at this moment is Braden Hughes. Everybody else is going to have to pit one more time. The question is, where do Stellard, Mitchum, Fields, and Crowder, Corey Colby as well, cycle out versus Hughes? It right now is not looking good for the 45. As you can see, right behind him. Well, actually, there was a big lead group behind him. They're maybe a ways back. There they are. They have the draft. In one lap's time, we'll be able to see just how quick Hughes is compared to the top two. And now the vote of teammates working together. That's a scary sight for the field. Last time by, Stellard Mitchum running 41.5s. Let's see, what do we get out of Hughes? 20 more times around. Hughes, that last time by, 42 flat. So yeah, there's 0.7 of a second off the pace. So it's not looking good with no draft. There's Hubbard, who spun onto pit road. Now in front of the lead group. He's going to get out of the way here and just say, you know what? You guys take it. I don't want any part of this. If my math is correct, the winner, unless there's a caution if we stay green, I should say, the winner comes from the top 5 here. Only cars within 5 seconds of the lead as Bernachez is way, way back. Meager even further back behind him, then Kime, and then Walker. And a big old gap to Hughes, who just pit. Probably will cycle out to about 8th or so. Hawthorne's a lap down, Hubbard 2 down. Addison down a pair, so is Gasheri. Hunt is down 3, and King is still on pit road, trying to fix the damage. Mitchum and Stellard. This is the battle at the moment for the win. Remember, we saw these two play so nice in Indianapolis. Stellard ended up getting the job done, but Mitchum was around for a lot of that race with Sheridan Wade. So we're starting to compress down into one. Top 5 stay together. Jaden Walker sped onto pit road. I mean, this is about the easiest pit road to get onto, as John Stellard will try his hand at it. Did Stellard speed? No. That is the first shot of your top 5. It's all now about efficiency on and off the pit lane and hoping you can catch a draft the rest of the way. Yeah, Zachary King confirming in chat that will be the end of his night. He will be relegated back to 16th position with too much damage to continue. Promising day gone awry for the 51. 51, yes, is the number today. Crowder's on pit road. Kobe's on pit road. No black flags yet for those drivers. Fields and Mitchum stay out. This is the money stop. Someone is going to end this pit sequence as the leader and in a terrific situation. Driver in front of these guys looks an awful lot like the 5. It is the 5, in fact. Mitchum and Fields almost had Stellar to lap down. Somehow, and I don't know how, Braden Hughes cycled ahead of Stellard. So Hughes is now the leader of this race once it cycles out. Meager, of course, leading right now because he hasn't pit yet. Fields and Kime. Kime's on pit road now, so just Meager has to pit still. Fields and Mitchum on the pit lane, currently in the box or leaving. So Meager leads. 15 to go. We may have a dandy in store, ladies and gentlemen. 85 onto the pit lane. Nice conservative entry, no chance of speeding here. As Mason Mitchum was the first off of pit road ahead of Fields and Crowder. Then a fair gap back to Kobe and Stellard. What was the difference? Stellard 5 seconds slower rolling pit road. But he must have missed the pit stall. That had to be what it was. Meager now getting past. Will it give the lead back to Mitchum? Mitchum was not the most efficient onto or off of pit road, but the combination of where he was, the draft, all of that, got the job done. No, Zachary King 44 is not the leader. 44 is third, the way this is cycled out. All over the back of Fields, however. It's now a 3-horse race. Corey Kobe has fallen way off the pace here. They're both catching. Mason Mitchum. Kobe now falling back further. Behind Stellard, who's 3 seconds off of Crowder. Hubbard's the first driver 1 lap down. Jaden Walker trying to catch him about 7 seconds back. Can work around the injured Seven Hawthorne, who back on the lead lap, I might add, for the 18. In 7th position. Fields and Crowder have caught Mitchum, and now it's a 3-horse battle for the top spot. They fan out. 3 different lines for your top 3. 1 to the bottom, 1 to the middle, 1 to the very tippy top. How does Mitchum defend? So far, doesn't have to. Fields giving him plenty of room, plenty of space. Everyone just staying in line for now. So you encroach 10 laps to go. From Pocono. Groups of 3 seem to be what everyone's looking for right now. Group of 3 at the front, group of 3 right behind them. Then Gasheri's lone car. Crowder trying to make a move. This time on Fields. Spot not there. Fields looks high to get the run on Mitchum. To the bottom. First attempt we've had the lead in quite some time. Fields will take away the lead into turn number 1. Second gets closed off. Crowder unable to follow through. Now Mitchum with the drag race will clear into 2. Crowder tries to follow, will not follow. I think the 44 is currently biding his time. Caution's out. Caution is out. Shocker. Seven Hawthorne involved in this one. Noah Hubbard in front of him. Yeah, that happened. Well, there goes what was going to be a terrific 3-way battle for the win. Brings everybody back into the fight. Top 10, have a shot at it. Every car in the top 10, all the way back to Reggie Kime, have an opportunity to get this one done. I think now is a great time to take our final commercial break before the finish. Mitchum leads Fields, Crowder, Stellard, and Hughes, your top 5. Be back right after this.
Real quick, you both stop the real quick cut. Double check the steering wheel.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
Nice and smooth. Get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's going to get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
It's too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
We knew it was just a matter of time when Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the KAYTEE IndyCar Series for the Mystic Racing League, this time from Pocono, for the Pocono 250. I've been your host and producer, Morgan Cook, with the cameras provided by Dougie Beard. For those of you just joining us, I see a few of you in the chat here hopping in late. Appreciate the views, appreciate if you'd like and subscribe to the channel as well. But working our ninth caution of the day, 28 lead changes, about the number we expected to see. We got 1 lap to go before we get back racing with 6 laps remaining at Pocono. It has been a tale of multiple races. We had a good start to the race, 1 caution really early, then a decent little run, followed by a bunch of cautions, then a very long run, enough for pit stops to occur under the green flag, finished the whole cycle, and now a couple more cautions. At least 1 caution. We'll see. Hopefully there aren't multiple. We'll see. Remember, there are no green-white checkers. You get 1 attempt to make it to the end of the race, and it is the scheduled lap 100. If we get another caution, Mason Mitchum might just get this win. Depending, of course, where that caution comes out. The restart will be imperative. Mitchum, Field, Crowder, Stellard, and Kobe are your top 5, sorry. Bernachez, Meager, Kime, Hughes, and Hawthorne in the top 10. Jaden Walker in 11th. Anyone on the lead lap could win it. The way that we've seen these races go today. Hello, Isaac Phineas Abney. Hope to see you around more often in the chat. Pace car making the most familiar of turns off the racetrack to the pit lane. Mitchum on the pedal, and away he goes. So far, so good. They scatter further back. Here comes the fight. Single file line so far. No one able to make a move quite yet. 57 will make the run into turn 2. Coming to 5 laps remaining. Any pass for the lead could be the last one. Crowder sticks the bottom. Can he clear easily? Off the corner, crossover on the way. Fields with the run, gets to the inside. 3 wide up the middle, 4 wide for a moment. Here comes Stellard out of a cannon on the bottom. He passed them all and dives down into 1, the Indy 500 champion from a few weeks ago. Currently reigning supreme. Gasheri nails the wall, kills the car. That's day over for the 8. Battle for 3rd at the moment, but here comes 2nd. Mitchum on Stellard. The teammates, known for working together, but it's every man for himself time right now. Stellard tries to block. Down for 2nd. Here comes the run. Mitchum knows he can't make a move to defend, just has to let it go. And Stellard will take the position away, but the air flips back into Mitchum's favor. Off of 2. Off of 1. Stellard to the inside of his votive teammate. Will clear in the tunnel. Now Crowder and Fields. Slice over each other, and here comes Corey Colby for the first time today in the 5th spot. The Golden 3 G car. Not out of this one by any stretch. Neither is Bernashez or Hughes, but the time is running out. 3 laps remain from the tricky triangle. Stellard squeaks out to a lead. 44 way up high, trying to get the extra run, whatever he can get. Bernashez and Hughes, they continue to scrap for 6, but the battle for the lead continues to rage. Crowder to the outside of Stellard. The top 2, the votive teammates, Stellard and Mitchum, will continue to play defense until the time is right, so that only one of them will win the race, but it will be one of them if they have their way. 2 more times around. You get 2 more shots at every corner. In turn 1, the 44 way to the outside. He's going to get the run off the corner. He's only got 1 more shot at that move. Stellard trying to go back-to-back at the 2.5-mile racetracks. Mitchum able to hold the bottom. And now that allows Crowder to the inside. They might be 3 wide. They will be 3 wide. Crowder takes the lead. Off of turn number 3 for the white flag lap. Barney's a-waving it. Mitchum, Stellard both make the move. 3 wide for the lead. 1 lap to go. Stellard takes the point into 1. Mitchum for 2nd. The run down Long Pond. To the inside goes the 3. Mitchum's going to have the slot. Into 2. It's still side by side. Crowder right behind Stellard. 3 wide for turn 3. What move is there to be made? The run to the finish. Mitchum, he blocks. Mitchum is going to get it. He's going to win in Pocono. Great finish. 20 laps led for Mason Mitchum, and he led the right one. Terrific run to the end of this one. Braden Hughes crashed on the final lap. See if we can determine. I don't know if he got back to our finish line or not. I think he did. Quick look at this car in motion. Hughes working on Fields. This behind Kobe. Oh, just pushed it too hard. Around it went. Oh, and he clipped the barrels. We got some double barrel burnouts here on the front stretch. Mason Mitchum, John Stellard finishing 1-2 by 3/1000ths of a second. We'll chat with them in just a moment. As first, we have results to go through. Mitchum and Stellard, 1-2. Crowder, also within 1/10 of a second. Behind them, Devin Hawthorne rebounds to 4th. Corey Kobe in the 5th spot. Fields in 6th. Bernashez 7th. Reggie Kime, what a rebound after an awful start to the day, will finish 8th. Meager in the 9th spot. And Jaden Walker, got to be his best Mystic finish ever, will finish in the 10th position. 11th for Hughes after crashing coming out of the final corner. Hubbard will finish 1 lap down in 12th. Addison in the 13th position. Caleb Hunt couldn't quite get those laps back, will finish in 14th. Jonathan Gasheri, 15th, right beside Zachary King in 16th position. Sheridan Wade will finish 17th. Mark Amini in 18th spot. Holston 19th. Maupin rounds out your top 20. Leonard 21st. And Lyons in the 22nd position. With all that being said, let's get down and interview your top 3. Starting off with race winner, Mason Mitchum. Race winner, Mason Mitchum. Morgan up in the booth, you got a copy.
How you doing, Morgan?
Welcome to Sofa News Victory Lane by the thinnest of margins here in Pocono. What a wild ride here tonight, Mason.
Yeah, I think wild is definitely one of the adjectives I would use, maybe a couple others, but it was fun. At the end of the day, I was just like using it as like a strategy. Like we use this as a strategy session, right? There's going to be cautions. That's not like a bash on anybody. You just know there's going to be cautions. People don't race the car as much as like me and John do, right? So like we kind of come in here and just practice strategy. Like, what's the best strategy here? What's the best strategy in this situation? What are we going to do? And we're just always trying to put ourselves on the best strategy, and like it's good practice. And that race was pretty wild. I'm glad that it worked out good for me and John, and Ashton did really good there at the end, and he's a heck of a driver, so he shouldn't be unhappy. Like I was telling him earlier.
All right. Well, I want to chat about you and John specifically. At the end of the race there, you guys spent, obviously, you were 1-2 quite a bit there in the final stages before the caution and after the caution. Before the caution, it was just you and Ashton, you two and Ashton, so you kind of had more control over the situation. At the end of the race, when everyone else got bunched together with you, did you two have a plan to stay working together until a specific point, or was it every man for himself as soon as that flag dropped?
No, it's 100% teamwork, right? We're here to work together as a team. That's like a big thing, right? We're trying to develop more teamwork, team-oriented driving. It's not all about me, or you, right? It's all about us trying to make ourselves work together as a unit, so we guarantee that we finish first, second. If there's more of us, first, second, third, whatever it is, right? And so that's one thing that we always work on. And like on that restart when there was like 8 laps to go or something like that, or 7 laps or 6 or whatever it was.
Right.
I said like you're in 4th place, I'm in 1st, but we can weed out the way that you can play chess out here. You can weed people out, and you can make it to where whenever we do touch and we have 1st and 2nd or 2nd and 3rd, it doesn't matter. As long as we're together, we're going to win the race, because then we have a plan. And the plan was basically, was get past somebody and then, get to the low, make the person draft you low, and then you move up and let them pass you beneath. And that way no one can ever get below you. Ashton got below us one time, and we messed up there. That was leading to the white flag lap, and I was like, all right, we ain't doing that again. So, luckily, whenever he passed us, you're a sitting duck, right?
Yeah.
And so we just passed him back. We weeded him out, and then in which case, then we did it again where, we just yo-yoed ourselves low, to where Ashton can only go high, and there's just nothing you can do, because if you follow in the car, you're just not going to be able to do anything. So Ashton was forced to go high. We got the win, right? At the end, it was just like, let's go get this win, first, second. We did our job. That's what we came here to do.
Well, great success, up 20 positions, by far the biggest mover of the day. Nobody else gained more than 9 spots, in this one. So you worked from the back to the front, and really just a solid day for you, outside of, obviously, the amount of cautions we had today. What were your thoughts on the racing that you saw on the racetrack here at the Tricky Triangle?
Yeah, and I hope people are like that are in this race are listening to this. Like one thing I want to say is I was in map 5 almost 90% of the race or 80% of the race until we got that long run. Um I was in map 5 almost the entire race and I was still passing everybody. So I just want to make it clear that you can completely like take it easy, pass people without having to like struggle or stress or do things that are dangerous. I think one thing I like this race was just extremely dangerous. I always call it like people are getting rabies, right? You see a skunk outside in daylight, you know, there's a lot of them out here today. Like they're just I get it. Like you want to come out here, you want to pass people, you want to race hard, but there's a time and place to do it, right? Like I didn't even attempt to race until there was like, 40 laps to go or whatever it was. And I just want to make like if anyone's listening to this, like I promise you, like if you don't try as hard, you'll actually probably do better. It's weird how it works that way. And that's one thing I want to get out there in case people are listening. And I think there's plenty of people who have speed. There's a lot of people with speed, but speed doesn't mean anything if you can't finish the race. So that's one thing I want to mention as well. But as far as the racing itself, like once we got to that green flag run, it was a lot better. People for the most part were, they're more spread out, especially after the pit stops, and so there's less chance of a caution. And whenever that caution came out, I was kind of bummed because it was a 3-car race and I didn't want anything bad to happen. I was like, oh, we're all grouped up. I might get crashed into now, but luckily nothing happened, right? So, yeah.
Well, it all worked out. Anyone who is listening, this is definitely one of the guys to listen to, winning here at Pocono with a wealth of experience behind him with the Votive Racing League and Team Votive and all of that. But I'm going to segue that right back to you. Who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out here tonight?
Yeah, we'll start with Team Votive. You just mentioned it, so we'll go into that. Votive Racing out here. We're trying to get better. We're trying to learn things on the open side. So if anybody, if you're hearing this, listening to this, and you're interested in getting better at IndyCar racing, why don't you check out the Votive Racing League? It does have some pretty stringent sign up qualifications. Like you have to be pretty experienced, but if you want to see like good racing and with really like high-end people, pretty much like there's going to be some professional people in there even, right? You probably want to check that league out and see like how it's done, and you'll learn a lot from it. Of course, Shane Coker, the team owner, he's the captain of the team. We gotta give him a shout out. He does a great job, and he's a good friend, and he's definitely made us a lot better and got us a good team going. And John in this race today, we got first and second. We're racing very selflessly, and that's what I'm all about. Like, I hate like there's no me in team, right? There's no I in team. Like we gotta work as a team together if we want to get better to beat these like more high end teams, right? And this is a good place to practice it. So, John did a great job. Good job for second place. Shout out to Ashton for third. Um, yeah. Other than that, I think that's all I got. If there's any friends or family watching this, I hope you enjoyed it.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time, Mace. Congratulations on the win, and we'll see you next time out here in the KT IndyCar Series.
See you later, Morgan.
You bet. Race winner, Mason Mitchum. Now on to second spot, Votive teammate, John Stellard. You got a copy?
Hey there, I gotcha.
All right, it's Morgan up here in the booth. One spot short of doubling up on the 2.5-mile speedways, but I'm sure you'd say there's no one you'd rather finish second to than your teammate Mason Mitchum.
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted it, and I was just talking with Ashton, and I actually thought he was gonna sneak second from me there based on the way the finish was looking. But shout out to both of them for an amazing race. I told Mason through the final shoot there in turn 3, I'm gonna race you clean to the end, just so he's got that trust in me, and I just took my lane and lived with where I was. Obviously, I'm happy to see Mason win. It's his second time in victory lane for Mystic. Getting back to Texas in the opener, so happy to see him get one, and it was awesome to get a chance to do donuts with him there. Just a great team win, and couldn't be happier with how it went.
So you mentioned teamwork, and Mason quite a bit mentioned teamwork. So coming down to the end of the race, you mentioned, I'm going to race you clean. What does that mean for you as a driver of a tight-knit team like Votive to know that that's going to be reciprocated always? There's no question that if Mason Mitchum's the guy in your quarter panel or your right rear tire, whatever you want to call it, that you're not going to get contact. There's not going to be a problem. You're going to be able to race dead even, drag race down the line, and finish 1-2. What does that mean to you as a driver, having that kind of trust in the team and the people around you?
Yeah, I think the reality of the situation is the way we're swapping, we're trying to defend Ashton. And I think the moment we give that up or the moment we get out of our pattern and rhythm, that puts our both of our positions at risk. And Ashton's obviously a great driver there. We saw what he's done in the Slim Chicken series and a couple good results here to start off his IndyCar journey or revival, I think we'll call it. So if I compromise that pattern, I know we're first of all opening the door for him, but then it also puts me and Mason in a situation where now we're racing each other rather than, being teammates to the finish. So in my mind, it's, I'm going to hold my line and I'm not going to break this pattern and I'm going to live with the result because I think I'm in a good position. And if my teammate wins, I'll take that teammate win any day of the week. So that was awesome to see, but I don't actually know. I need to go back and look at my telemetry, but I think, just to highlight your point, I think out of turn 3, I might have had the slightest little lift just to make sure I don't go into the back of Mason. I don't want to lie and say I did that 100% because I need to go look, but, I even had that little thought there. So it's not just foot to the pedal to the end. It's, making sure we come out of this clean and we get the finish that we worked for. So just happy to have it happen.
And you did work for it as well. I mean, whether it was the run up to that final caution or the run after the final caution, the pit sequence, the strategy, you cycled back quite a bit further than I think you expected. Did you miss the pit stall on entry of that green flag stop?
I went completely sideways in my pit box, and I told Mason go get it. Unfortunately, I think we had the perfect strategy to pull away if I pull off my pit stop there, but I just wasn't able to get it done. And he was out there with Nate Fields, who we obviously trust as a driver, and I think Ashton was the other one out there with
Yeah,
them.
he was.
So just good drivers up front, and I knew Mason still had a chance from there, so I just kind of sold it a little there and got lucky with the caution to bring me back into it.
Yeah, brought you back to P2. And who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out for a pretty solid day? You're going to finish right where you started with 14 laps led and keep on moving up those point standings.
Yeah, I guess I'll shout out Ashton. First of all, I was just chatting with him, and he's obviously doing great, dropping podiums, just showing up and racing the car. So obviously a great driver over there, and looking forward to racing him more in the future. Always my teammate Mason, keeping me calm in the cockpit and just helping us get those good team finishes and always calling the right strategy. And, team owner Shane Coker, who I'm sure might hear this and will probably hopefully love to see Mason and I doing double donuts there at the end of the race. So just a really good finish for the team. And, I'll always shout out my parents and my friends who might see this, pretty good finish for myself and my teammates. So I was happy to send that around and get some love from the people in my life. So just always thankful to have them.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time, John. Congratulations on P2. Average finish of 1.5 on the 2.5 mile racetracks this year. That's pretty good. All right.
Awesome. Thank
For your
you.
time, John. You bet.
Yep.
Now to the third place finisher rounding out your podium, Ashton Crowder. Ashton, Morgan from the booth. You got a copy?
I do. What is up?
All right. Well, you had a shot at him. You had him scared for exactly one corner. It was turn 3 coming to the white flag. You got under him, which was the move they were trying to defend. Then what? What was your next move? What was the attempt?
3?
Yes, out of 3, coming to the white. You were able to take the lead from them. What more did you need to be able to hold on and get it back the next lap?
God, sorry, I completely forgot what happened. Yeah, I mean, just some teammates for sure. I mean, it was 2 against 1, as you might be aware. That sucked. But I mean, it was fine. Like I was telling dude, sorry, I'm so tired. The guy who finished second, John
Stellar, yeah.
Seller. There you go. Jeez. Yeah, like I was telling him, I mean, I'm pretty sure that was my second IndyCar race in like the past like 5 years. So pretty happy with third. I think they had another teammate that was running fourth there for a little bit. Am I correct on that, or am I
I don't
lying?
think that Wade or Fields were teammates. of them. I think they're
Okay.
just
They're just
friendly competitors, I would say.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, I mean, I was able to run with some really fast guys and figured out a really good balance to run the top, run the bottom too. But honestly, I missed my mark in 3-1 lap and almost ended up in the outside wall. And I was like, it won't hurt that bad if I just hit it. So I was like, I'll just go flat out and see what happens. And people started figuring it out later, but at the time, I mean, there's so much grip, so that part of the track had to be like like 40 or 30 degrees colder. It just wasn't touched, and it was clean from everybody running up there, like coming to the restarts. So yeah, I mean, it was pretty crazy. Those races, as you can probably tell by me not being able to talk, they're a lot more mentally draining than the NASCAR stuff. I don't think they're quite as hard um, to manage, um, but they're for me anyways, I guess because 'cause I'm new to it, it's really mentally draining, so, if it being 11:32 PM, I suppose I'll sleep pretty well tonight.
But a solid day for you for a place you weren't terribly optimistic about,
Amen.
2.5 hours ago. We talked a little bit before the race started. You gave me the fuel mileage number, which was pretty accurate tonight. So thank you for that as well. And
No problem.
you didn't have the most glowing things to say about how you thought this race was going to go. To finish on the podium after, as you mentioned, a massive hiatus from IndyCars, this must bring you some sort of positive feeling based on how tonight went and looking forward to the future.
Yeah, heck of a lot more positive than, that super late model race last night, I'll tell you that. Um, yeah, it's always a challenge, like, kinda driving stuff that you're not used to. I used to drive all kinds of different stuff back in the day, because all my friends would, talk about like, they were driving real cars, would talk about how they were getting beat on, seat time, and I was like, "Well, I'm paying for this nice little motorsport simulation. Maybe I should drive other stuff." And, I just had dirt out. That was kind of the main thing I was running. I built some like DWC setups back in the day that were quite all right. Actually, funny story. I want to tell this one. I've never told this on a public stage here, but if he ever gets wind of this, it'll be funny. So you know Alex Bergeron?
Yes.
Are we okay? So I built a setup for him at Eldora, and I told him that I cheated it up. I said, I don't remember what I said. I think I said I gave it more motor or something. Like that was the running joke at the time was got more motor in the setup. Um, and I convinced him because you had to fuel save a little bit. That was the thing. We ran like 3 gallons less on fuel. I don't know if you can still do that, but it'd be like 3, 4 gallons. You'd run the bottom kind of save. But this car is fast enough. Even when you were saving, you're still pulling away. So I told him I was like, don't make it obvious because then they'll think you're cheating, and then you'll get banned. And he started like getting really scared about it, and he sandbagged so much that he ended up losing the race on the final lap because he didn't want to pull away from them out of turn number 4. Um, so I don't know why I told that story, but I thought of it doing cross disciplines, and that's so funny. But anyways, yeah, it's really good to do that. I'm way more sweaty than I am typically for a race, which means my brain was working because I sweat when I'm mentally engaged, and yeah, couldn't be more happy with it. But I know you're gonna ask me who I want to thank, so I'm gonna get ahead of you here.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to Charles Giannetti for giving me the great data for this race. He does some behind the scenes work in IndyCar, and he really helped us out, so that was awesome. Um, I want to say shout out to Zachary King because I was in his channel and he was actually helping me a lot. I don't know why I said actually, but he was helping me a lot.
Totally
Um,
unexpected. I'm kidding.
yeah, completely unexpected. Yeah, and he was leading the race there for a good bit. We were running 1-2, and it was really fun. And once again, none of my family is watching, but like I said earlier in the night, my girlfriend is definitely in a rundown apartment right now that has water damage in the middle of Paris, France. Boo hoo. But hopefully she'll watch this back and hear that and be like, "What a jerk." So, shout out Ava. Oh, and shout out to you for the broadcast in the league.
Fantastic. I was just going to interject there, but you got it for me. Appreciate that, Ashton.
No
Thank
problem.
you for
No
your
problem.
time. Finishing
Thank you.
third here tonight. What a good one for you. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us here on V-Speed. I want to thank the entire top three for speaking with us, as well as Sofa News for sponsoring the Victory Lane segment of the show. You've been watching the Mystic Racing League and its KAYTEE IndyCar Series, this time from Pocono, Pennsylvania. Put on a pretty good show here tonight, if I do say so myself. Maybe a little too yellow happy at some parts of the race, but long green flag run at one point in time, green flag pit stops. Really not much more you can ask for other than maybe a fuel mileage race here at the Tricky Triangle. For everyone who makes this thing possible, all the admins here at the Mystic Racing League, including Brandon Willard, the head honcho, all the drivers for putting together a good show, all the fans in the chat, appreciate every single one of you who commented, liked the video, subscribe to the channel, and all the other stuff that you do. Make sure to do that, please, if you haven't already. I've been Morgan Cook, cameras by Dougie Beard. See you next time, right here on V-Speed.